a little bit difficult to see, but I'm standing here in the parking lot and you can see Lucy, Ricky, Fred, and Ethel in the car painted on that building just on the other side of those trees there. So today's adventure is more than just an adventure. It's a journey. It's a journey back to my childhood. Let's go back a little bit to when I was about 12 years old. I'm home from school with the flu, sick as a dog, and bored out of my mind. I can't seem to find anything good to watch on the television. Nothing is making me happy. So my mother breaks out something new for me to see. She pops in a VHS video cassette, and what I saw completely changed my life. When she first put it in, I cringed because it was in black and white, and at the time, color was the thing. I'm like, what is this boring nonsense you're putting on the TV for me? She says, give it a chance, watch. I sit back and I'm introduced for the first time to the comedic geniuses of Lucille Ball. I sit and get to enjoy the very famous job switching clip of her and Ethel working in the chocolate factory. Sitting there watching the two of them stuffing the chocolate in their face and trying to keep up with the line, I'm brought to tears and laughter. My mood elevated, I started feeling better, and needless to say, I was an I Love Lucy junkie for life. Hello world, it's your Unkle Heavy with my weekly vlog. Today I'm on location in Jamestown, New York. Jamestown is known for quite a few things. Probably the most notable thing about Jamestown is it was the birthplace of Lucille Ball. Today I'm going to check this out. This is the Lucy-Desi Museum. I'm going to go in and check it out. There's supposed to be quite a few screen-used props, and I believe there's going to be a replica of the set in there. Really excited to be here today. I've been trying to get down here for the past 2 years. Already got my tickets. Let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into. Do come along.
Camcorder. Mine. No way.
Look at the outside of this building right here. Very cool. Guess I go in here. So this is the beginning of the display. This is based upon basically Lucy and Desi's personal life. Nice portrait of Desi Arnaz right there. And there she is herself. I'm assuming this is one of her dresses right here. This is an old portrait of Lucy's family from around 1907. That's Lucy's mother there. She was about 15 years old in the picture.
It was very difficult to get a satisfactory picture of Miss Ball because the young lady just is not photogenic. Then Mr. Goldwyn needed some poster girls for Roman Scandal.
There she is. Look at how young she was back then. My goodness. Look at how young. And there's a copy of the TV guide with my absolute favorite I Love Lucy episode right there. Looks like they've got Desi's golf clubs on display here, one of his old jackets, suit. I'm a little bit awestruck here. That's Desi Arnaz's jacket right there. So here's a nice timeline of her entire movie career. Spanning from 1933 to 1985. And this is some screen-used costumes from the movie Mame. It was from 1974, and it was a musical. And apparently, the critics weren't very friendly to her because she was pretty much typecasted in her Lucy character and wasn't looked upon seriously. They got a nice movie projection room here with some of her older movies on. This is her from 1940. Look at how young she was. Wasn't always the comedian. This is apparently a costume she wore in a 1977 special known as Circus of the Stars. A lot of movie-worn costumes here, but I want to center in on these boots right here. This was from a 1985 made-for-TV movie known as Stone Pillow, where she played a homeless person. I remember this movie. I remember being touched by it because I couldn't believe that that was actually Lucille Ball playing that part. So many screen-used costumes here. Wow. This is actually her Charlie Chaplin costume that she wore. Quite a bit. So awestruck. See right here, they've got a video of her doing her Charlie Chaplin. Huh. Yeah, a picture here of Desi in his later years. And here, this is a nice little display. This is Lucy's 1972 Mercedes-Benz. I love the front end of these cars. Beautiful.
She's magic. Lucy was an incredible, tall, statuesque, redheaded lady up there. I mean, how much better can you get than that? From that moment.
And here's the famous quote, "Lucy, I'm home. Lucy, I'm home." Okay, so this is the coolest thing ever. I'm going to turn around this corner and look at this. They have an entire replica of Ricky and Lucy's apartment here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look. It's Lucy's kitchen. Oh my god, this is just amazing. Unbelievable. Now, just so you understand, this is simply a replica. Nothing that I've seen so far is actually screened used, but still pretty darn cool. Interesting fact I just read about this apartment. On the TV show, the address was 623 East 68th Street in New York City, which is purely fictional, but if you were to plot that on the map, you would land right in the middle of Manhattan's East River, so I didn't know that. This was from the 1946 movie Cuban Pete. Lucy's Sally Sweet costume. Got Desi's Cuban Pete hat and one of his conga drum cases right here. Very cool. Oh my gosh, that's Lucy's ukulele right there. How many episodes have we seen that on there? Ethel's shoes. And this is the actual screen-used saxophone. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm laughing. So this is Lucy's saxophone. If you've ever seen the episode called The Saxophone, if you haven't, you need to Google it and watch it. It's certainly one of her best performances. And this was the saxophone they used. This is like, I'm speechless. This is a desk belonging to Jess Oppenheimer. He was the lead writer on the I Love Lucy show. Actually, a canceled check right on there. I wonder if that's his wristwatch. These are actual Western Union telegrams. Wow. It's funny to think that that was the version of a text message back in 1953. I just have to take one last look at this apartment set before I go. This is like wow. I can't believe it. Just look at the kitchen. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now this is a recreation of the set from seasons 4 and 5 when they lived in the Hollywood Hotel. Once again, this is not screen used, it's a replica. This was towards the end of the show. It was set in the fictional Beverly Palms Hotel. Again, these old televisions. Desi Arnaz's bongo drums from the show, and these are recordings from the band of the Babalu, which, according to the sign, it was a fictional band, but all the members of the band were actual band members that could actually play music. Look at that. I Love Lucy theme, Babalu. Wow. Now this is something a little bit true to me because it's called a Moviola machine, and this is basically Premiere Pro of its time. This is how they used to edit films. They would watch it, cut it, paste it, and splice it, and that's how they did editing back in the day. Here's another sort of piece of editing equipment. They called it the three-headed monster, but they could watch 3 films at one time while they were editing and in production. Amazing. There they are. There's Lucy's chair. Desi's on-set chair. Imagine the conversations that happened in between these 2 chairs. Wow. So here's a model of the original set, and it's interesting here because you can see little Ricky's bedroom, their bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, and then just off the kitchen is the Club Babalu. So you'd have audiences sitting here for the live recording. I'm pretty sure these are the actual real awards, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Emmy Awards for the show. I don't think I've ever been up close and personal with an Emmy Award before. Wow. An entire case full of awards for the program. Look at them all. Wow. Fantastic. They even have a photo op with the Vitameatavegamin set up here. I'm gonna have to get back there. And I think that's a wrap. Made sure I signed the book before I left.
Funny is funny. Man or woman.
Oh my gosh, I actually have a Funko Pop of Lucy here. And there it is. That's from the very famous scene, which basically turned me into a Lucille Ball fan. That's the reason. I just had to show you this. I had to stop and get the Funko Pop from the factory scene. I just couldn't walk past and not let this come home with me. Amazing. Yep, that's it. I couldn't let my trip to Jamestown finish without coming down to this park and getting a few shots of some statues. This was a bit of controversy a few years ago. Now, I remember reading about this in the news, and a lot of people made a big stink about this, but it's just a statue. I am not an art critic, but a lot of people did complain about the likeness of this statue not looking like her, but you know what? It's an artist rendition, and she has the Vitameatavegamin. I mean, that's just, you can't beat that. So, I don't know, you decide. Now, this statue was commissioned in 2016 as an alternate, and yes, it certainly does have a better likeness to her face, and she's in her famous polka-dotted dress, but anybody who would take the time to sculpt an homage to such an amazing comedian has my respect no matter what. So I figured I would just come here, pay respect to both statues. I was in the area. That's it. The great Lucille Ball. Thank you for the laughs. That's going to do it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I really enjoyed making it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up down below, tell your friends, and share this video. If you're new to my channel, check out some of my other vlogs. If you like them, consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified of any future vlogs I put up. Until next time, signing off from Jamestown, New York. Bye-bye.